So we're back. We're in the new studio. It's switched up a little bit. I'm on the whatever side you see whenever you're on the TV. So if you're looking at the TV, it's probably the right side. I used to be on the left side.
Yeah.
I think. I don't even know.
No, you were on the right. I was on the left.
Right. Regardless, we swapped.
We swapped places.
We switched. Things are a little bit different this time around.
We're not switching up.
Or
we might.
I feel like I've been switching up.
Is it the burbs? The burbs get you?
So let's quickly talk about it. It's been like a month, and it's been a mix of a lot of things. You've been out.
My schedule.
You've been out of town doing white people shit again. I've been out of town. I was out of town doing white people shit. Actually, I'm going to tell you about some white people shit I did. But I will talk about, because it has been this long since we've had this conversation. I saw Bad Bunny again.
Oh, yeah. Because Alicia had tickets, right?
Yes, she had 2 tickets, and she was like, "Who's gonna take me? Who's gonna hold my hair back?" Mm-hmm. And it was me. It was me that night.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I went full-fledged Bad Bunny addicted for like 2 weeks after that performance.
Because it was sick, huh?
So part of me feels like when we went the first time, like, don't get me wrong, it was cool and all, but in my head, I'm like, I hadn't hung out with, like, we hadn't hung out in a group setting, you, me, Elvira, and Alicia, ever yet. And then we're adding the dynamic of having Eduardo and Jennifer there.
Yeah.
So there's all these things where I'm like, kind of, my mind's like in the thing where I'm like trying to make sure everyone's cool, almost like a hosting vibe.
Right.
But when it's just me and Alicia and we're not worried about anything, I'm just like, okay, cool. I can let my hair loose. I can just vibe. I don't got to worry about anybody.
Yeah.
And dog, he was floating on a palm tree.
Dog, Elvira hates that, like, one of her coworkers was willing to sell her a ticket. 2 tickets, I think. And she was like, I'll give them to you $300 each. And I was like, no.
That's steep.
I was like, there's no way. That's $600. Like, no. But now hearing all these things, the way she saw it on social media, she was like, you made the right call. You made the wrong call.
Yeah.
She was like, you should have let me. And I was like, I probably should have.
Because here's the thing, dog. When you auto buy a new pair of Jordans, she be like, it's all good. It's all good, dog. And
I did that once.
And when she out here trying to see the Conejo Malo,
yeah,
and you're like, nah.
It's not that I didn't want it to. It's also prefaced that we had gone on a lot of trips.
Y'all haven't gone on a hella trips. Y'all haven't gone on a hella trips.
I was like, no. Like, maybe if we took one of these trips away.
That was the whole reason. The only reason this even worked out is because it worked out as a birthday present for Alicia. So, like, worked out well. But guess what? Here's the new thing that I think we're going to start doing. The new thing is last minute tickets. Okay. The new thing is you're not sure if you really want to go to the concert or thing.
Oh, and you pull up and it's the one person like, I got 2 tickets.
Yeah, no, not that.
No,
you
that.
You go onto the app. So we went to Corpus Christi. Why did we go to the middle of nowhere for what? Why? Who? Yeah. Comedian Bert Kreischer. I've showed you some of his
No, I know
stuff.
who he is.
Yeah. So he was performing.
The Machine.
Yeah, he was performing in Corpus. He had done like the main Texas cities first, and then he moved on over to some other Texas cities, and so it was Lubbock or Corpus that he was going to. And I'm like, I'm not going to fucking Lubbock. You're not going to catch me in Lubbock.
It's a 10-hour drive or something.
Right. So I'm like, I will go on over to Corpus. We got an Airbnb out there. And me and Alicia had tickets. My mom didn't have tickets. We took her. And we paid however much we paid, like 40-something bucks a ticket. However much the tickets were when we bought the tickets. We got her a ticket for like $8, and she had way better seats than we did. She had a way better seat than we did.
Dang.
And the fees cost more than her ticket.
Sure.
Because we were able to get it last minute and be like, all right, the people who like had bought them to resell and didn't resell them or couldn't go or whatever, just like post them. And she got into the show that she didn't even care about for a way better experience for
I don't know that you could pull that off with Bad Bunny, though.
You can't really pull that off with Bad Bunny, but you can pull it off for things where you're like...
Smaller.
So the thing is, like, when you do a Bad Bunny or something, you have to get tickets because you're afraid, like, you're not going to be able to get tickets later. Yeah. But if it's one thing that you're like, maybe I'd like to see him, but I'm not sure. Yeah. And then the day of, you're not doing anything. Yeah. That's the day. that's the time. When you're like, I know a few songs, or like I do like them, but like I don't really feel like dropping the money. And then the day of comes, and then you're like, you know what? I think I don't have anything to do. Let's see how things are out.
Yeah.
And then, oh look, there's some tickets. Let me go.
Yeah.
Check it out. That's the time.
I think that's how her and I, we watched with some friends like an Astros game, but it was like a big game, and it was last minute. Like I don't think it wasn't the World Series, but it was like
one of the playoffs.
It was like the finals it was the American League Finals, and we watched one of the games like against Chicago. And we literally went last minute. Granted, there was no actual seats, but like, you know how there's like a standing section? Room. Yeah, that's where we got tickets to. I was hella tired, but like, you know.
Because it was so last minute. Dude.
Yeah. But it works.
Don't even get me started on tired, dude. Like, it's just as much as you with me. It's like, I went South Padre. Anytime that I wasn't out of town, I was moving a bunch of shit over here. Like, just trying to get everything in order, and it was so stressful. And then today I was like, I want to because that's the reason last week I said I have the podcast set up. I have the studio set up enough. I'm like, if we can podcast, then we can get an episode out, and then I can tear down the studio. Yeah. But whenever we didn't get established Sunday, I said, I'm tearing down the studio. Yeah. I had to tear down the studio, get everything over here, and then all the furniture, and then get it all up and running. But we're back. We're up. Like we're up here.
Yeah,
like,
no. But it was a month that we like took off.
I know, and it's wild. It's wild to think of, especially just because like.
I mean, because we do it every weekend, right? So like, if you miss a weekend, that's already like, you know, it's easy to get behind on episodes.
Oh, super easy, especially with as much as we've had going on. Yeah. But we're back. You know, we're here. We took a break.
We're here. We're queer.
Whoa, dog.
Whoa. Wait, it's 2022, dog.
You can't. Hold on, dog. Can we?
No, I'm just kidding.
No. Because now you're making me. First of all, let's start the show. Two, one.
Welcome to the 2.5 Citizens podcast.
I'm Zen.
Yo, all right. I'm just going to say pause. I was just trying to be funny.
I don't know, dog. I don't know. It seems to me like in this month. I want to also preface by saying that it's Hispanic Heritage Month. Actually, is it Hispanic Heritage Month or Mexican Heritage Month? Because I've been getting mixed signals.
I have no idea. I just know that this month was Mexican Independence Day.
So that's why I think it's like a mix. So I don't know. I'm gonna just give it to everybody and say Hispanic Heritage Month.
We could just give it to everybody. We give it to everybody.
So with that being said, with everybody being involved and being on board and, you know, being a part of this, has that made you feel free to come out?
Oh my God. No, I'm not gay.
No. I mean, look, dude, it's fine. Like I'm telling you, like it's 2022. Like,
oh my God,
we're leaning into 2023. Like it's. I get that in our community it's been looked down upon.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
And that is the reason that I lean into caucasity, because that's like the freest of people, where they feel like they can say or do whatever they want.
I think you know what? I think I am coming out as Caucasian now.
Do you feel comfortable enough to finally say that, like, to finally come out as Caucasian?
Yeah. I play fantasy football.
Okay. So explain to me what this is. I get what it is.
I didn't know what it was. So I was just like at work, and then just colleagues were like, "Yo, like we want to start a league. You want to join?" And I'm like, "I don't know anything about football." And they're like, "Nah, you don't need to know. Like it's chill." And I was like, "Well, no, like I do need to know." And they were like, "Well, just think about it." And then I know that like my dad in Mexico, he loves playing. He like plays every year. Which I like to, it takes some of the caucasity away, because I'm like, all right, he's in Mexico, like playing it, so like maybe it's okay.
But he be on Caucasian, like,
but he, yeah, right. But he's like bougie Mexican, so like it kind of cancels.
Yeah, Señor Los Cielos or something like that.
Yeah, so then like,
yo, can I start a whole like
conspiracy?
Not a conspiracy, but can we start acting like your dad, like allude to your dad being like some sort of drug mob boss?
No. Because that just plays into negative stereotypes. You could be successful without having anything to do with drugs.
No. There's absolutely no way in Mexico to be successful.
That's not true.
Without.
That's not true.
In Mexico, there's no way to
That's lies.
There's literally no way to be successful.
You're literally putting our people down. Okay.
What are you talking about?
All right. Anyway, so then I told my dad, I was like, yeah, this is what's going on at work.
Like when he's on his way to get the shipments, he's usually playing, right?
My God. Yeah, no, so... And then he was like, "Oh yeah, if you want to play, like I'll show you how to like do what you need to do." And then I was like, "All right, whatever." So then I told my coworkers, I was like, "Yeah, I'll play." And then my dad's league added an extra person, and it's funny because like there's like WhatsApp chat about it,
of course,
and it's literally like all these like lawyers talking mess to each other because that's like who's in the league, and
who are they representing?
They like it's like they're like prosecutors or just like random lawyers,
independent entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and they like call. It's funny because they'll call each other by their title. Like in Mexico, they do that a lot. They call you a lot by your title. Like if you have like a title, so they'll be like talking mess. They'll be like magistrate, like Alvarez, like you wild boy, and you're just like, what is this? And anyway, so yeah. We did the draft and everything, and then here in my league here, they were like, all right, there's got to be a punishment for whoever comes in last, because like I guess that's a thing now that went viral in the like bro community, where it's like whoever comes in last in their fantasy has to be at Waffle House for 24 hours.
Wait, can we just talk about you're a part of the bro community?
Whoa, how did this happen?
Like you basically, it's like whenever I'm like, yo, so like on Black Twitter right now. But like only if you're a part of Black Twitter do you know what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's like only you know what's happening in the bro community.
Yo, am I coming out as finance bro on top of Caucasian?
Well, that's kind of what made you.
That's true.
That's kind of what made you Caucasian was finance bro.
Whoa. Dang. I didn't know that.
So I just want to let you know that.
Hey, now we know.
in your social media bio, you should put bro.
I'll think about it. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's been fun. I won a game, lost a game, won a game.
Life of Pablo.
Yo. Why are you always giving me my handles, bro? Since high school, this man's been giving me my handles.
So, all right, Pablo, go off.
Yeah, no, and that's it. There's not much more to it, but there is something I want to talk about.
Okay.
And it's about if we're gonna go back, if we're coming back, we got to come back strong. We got to come back to our roots, to our main topic guy, Ye.
So we're going back on the Ye train. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that's been happening with Ye recently. So he took a time off of social media. It seemed like he was a lot of stuff will be coming out.
And I'm so sad we took our break when he was wilding. Yeah, it pained me.
So there's things like let's go through because you send me a lot of the. There was one post that I've related to the most when he was posting about that guy from Adidas with the hat. And he was like, I knew we wasn't gonna get along when you walked in with that jacket and that hat on. And it like I felt that, bro. Like there's people that I've like met that I'm like, just the way they're dressed, I'm like, we ain't gonna get along. Like by their shoes, you're like, yeah. Oh, you would buy those? Like that's definitely gonna be an issue.
Yeah. Or just like something about it that you're just like, nah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely happened where like I'll look at someone's like this leads me into a thing. And I stepped away from this for a while and we always hear in the media this talk about fast fashion.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever
indulged.
Well, I feel like we've all indulged in some fast fashion, right?
Yeah.
But there's like medium speed fashion, in my opinion, like the Five Guys of fashion, and then there's like straight up the McDonald's of fashion, right? So when I did this Bad Bunny concert, I felt the need to get a fit.
Right.
And when I was doing that, Alicia was going on Shein. She was like finding her outfits, and I said maybe I should hop on Shein Men and see what it's about. I'm never doing that again, dog. Not for the sake of the clothes being necessarily bad. But I bought an outfit and I saw 3 other people on social media wearing the outfit.
Damn.
And that's the problem where it's like whenever I get like a thrifted like piece or something that I'm like, oh, this is cool, this feels like me, I can't have other people feeling like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I feel you.
And that was been the big thing. It's like when I'm wearing something, I want people to not know where to get it.
Yeah.
I don't want people to see my outfit and be like, oh, I saw that on Shein too.
Yeah.
I almost got it, but I got this one instead.
Yeah. No,
And I read a tweet.
It's
I read
funny
a tweet.
because I never tell people where I buy my clothes.
I read a tweet and it got me, and it said Bad Bunny concert, more like Shein convention.
Damn.
And I felt attacked, dog. I really straight up felt like they got me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
It's like that.
It's like that. And I will never do it again.
Damn.
I'm just letting you, like, I just can't anymore. These are actually Shein shorts. But
They don't look bad.
But never again.
Yeah.
But never again. The fit went crazy.
What was it?
It was these shorts, and then I wore like I guess a Hawaiian shirt, but it was like black and it had like leaves and stuff like that. And then it had I wore it open with like a black wife beater underneath it.
Wife respecter. We don't do that.
Oh, we're changing. We're taking back.
Yeah.
The meaning and the connotation. All right, so I was wearing my women respecter, and underneath it, and I had my gold chain on. Like I really felt like I was in Miami. I really felt like I was at the playa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like that was the vibe that I was going for, and so were other people. So,
Yeah.
It was one of those things where I was like, because I even wore it like, I don't know what your rule with outfit repeating is.
I mean, I'll do it. I don't care.
No, my thing is, as far as like, I'll wear the outfit multiple times, even like right next to each other, if I didn't get a picture in it.
I'll do that if I feel like not enough people saw me in it.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I might wear the outfit one night and be like, I didn't get a picture off, and no one that I truly know was there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wear it the next day.
Yeah.
Because like people are gonna see me there and maybe I'll get a picture off with it.
Yeah.
So like I did that for a little bit with the outfit, and I did that at one place, and someone at the club was wearing the same outfit as me, and I said, yo, fuck this.
Damn.
I was like,
twice?
Dude. Well, no. So that was the first, when I wore it to the concert, I didn't see anybody wearing it. But later on, I saw some people, randoms, posting pictures of themselves at the concert, and one dude was wearing it. So I saw photo evidence that someone else at the concert was wearing the outfit.
You sure it wasn't just you?
It wasn't me, dog. I checked. I wore it better. You ever look at outfit and be like, both times I wore it better. Both times I wore it better. And that's the thing though, is like I have to just put myself in that place where I'm like, all right, I wore it better. Because if not, then that's like where, I don't know, man. Do you feel like there is sometimes I'll wear the same outfit in different ways because it's all about how you wear the outfit.
Yeah, it's like that Ray J meme where he's like got the hat.
Oh, the hat meme. All right. Let's get into it really quickly. So there's been a lot of stuff tying in with all of this. With also, the we got off of the Ye.
You on the Kardashians again?
No.
Their new episode came out last week.
I'm not on it. I'm just on the social media reactions and things to it. So Ray J suing Kim and Chris because
defamation or something? Or what is it?
I don't know. Basically, what I started seeing is like he has the proof of being like, look, this is the contracts where we put the sex tape out.
Oh, yes, obviously. Because, bro, like, I don't know why they try to have this narrative of like, oh, Ray J leaked it, blah, 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 blah. When
it just makes sense. It's more of a, you don't want, the story feels like revenge porn, even though we all know if it was revenge porn,
he'd be in jail.
Sued
he'd
to
be in jail.
oblivion,
Yeah, and
right?
he'd be in jail.
But it feels, that's the feeling of revenge porn where people are like, especially with the video,
but it's been
look with the video objectively that bad, meaning like you get what you need out of the video, but it's not like I know that you're not on this, but like porn's changed, dog. You know, like we've evolved. So when a video objectively that bad comes out, it in something that looks like you weren't supposed to see it, you want the story to be like you weren't supposed to see it. It's like if someone puts a...
But it's been years, bro. It's been decades.
It's been
decades.
But what I'm saying is like, all right, if an artist puts out a bad song, you're like, what the fuck? This song is bad.
Oh, they'll be like, it's not finished.
But if it got leaked, they're like, damn, bro, someone leaked it and they weren't even ready to put it out. A comedian says a bad joke and then someone puts it out, records it and puts it online. It's like, yo, I wasn't even finished with that shit. I was still working on it. So it gives it that feeling of like, I saw it and I wasn't supposed to see it. And that's the allure. And the second that you're like, we put this out, they'll be like, if y'all put it out, y'all could have done a lot different on production. Y'all could have done a lot different marketing. Y'all could have done, but the story of, did you hear that sex tape got leaked is way more important than the actual tape.
Right.
And that's the whole thing. That's the whole like allure. So it's kind of like, it kind of feels like everything that this was built upon is a lie. It almost, all right. When people talk about the Kardashians and they say, well, she just got famous off a sex tape, but you're like, well, it's not like she put the sex tape out. She just took what was given to her and ran with it and like made the best out of a situation. It's like Cash Me Outside, girl. Yeah. Like that happened and then you have to use that situation and to your advantage to like make your career. But imagine if like Bad Baby was like, I'm going to, like she had this plan, like, if you find out that her and Dr. Phil talked and they said, hey, let's make this a memeable show, I'm gonna say Cash Me Outside. How about that? You know what I mean? It's like,
but at some point it no longer matters,
right? Like, I know it no longer matters.
She's like legitimate,
but you have to realize like her kids are online now.
Even the whole like not admitting that they have surgery, like it's like we know, like you all have different faces.
Another thing with that too is it's
like your kids don't know your real face.
Have you been hearing about this idea that the tides are turning? A lot of these celebrities seem to be like getting reductive surgery or getting surgery, like getting either their surgery removed or getting surgeries that look more natural. Okay. Because the whole Miami wave, the whole BBL wave, like literally every person has surgery now, to where I guess like celebrities now feel like the plastic surgery type celebrities feel like they need to be a little different in order to seem different than everybody else now, because now everyone looks like a replica. So like it seems like I saw a side-by-side picture of
and
like
it's all Kylie replicas,
right? Or Kim replicas. Yeah. So you see like Kim with like huge tits, and then like they're like normal looking now. Like her butt was huge, and now it's like more proportional and stuff like that. Like it seems like the era is shifting. Okay. It seems like there's a change in tide, and this type of pendulum swing happens a lot. Remember when like Paris Hilton was popping and literally being like flat and like low-rise jeans and
was
like,
the thing. Yeah.
It was like the thing, and then all of a sudden like BBL era came, and it was like, yo, how thick can you be? And now it seems like pendulums are swinging back, but it's weird to try to like do that when you're the reason that people are like in this era. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of an originator of this era. Everyone's trying to look like you, and then they still have the audacity to be like, the standard that they put on women is just
crazy.
It's just crazy. It's just impossible to
live up to.
And you're like, yo, weren't y'all the ones that like y'all living up to y'all's own expectations? Like y'all the ones that set the expectations. It's like if I ran like a crazy sprint, and then I'm like, yo, these fucking times are hard as fuck to beat, dog. Yeah. It's like we
and then you're trying to walk it later, and you're like, yo, I can't beat these times.
You're like, yo, I can't beat these times I set. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I don't know what's going on. There's a whole bunch of stuff with Ye and Kim. So that's happening. Ye doesn't seem to be involved in that. But now, all right, so he's on the media circuit. So he was on a Fox, like, was it Gayle King or something?
Something
I don't know
like
who
that.
he was talking to.
But we got the exclusive.
So
give it to him.
So first they go, basically what's happening is he's ending his partnership with Gap and he's ending his partnership with Adidas. And he's basically offering, he told Adidas, yo, look, I'll give you 20% in sales, not ownership. And I have basically all my rights to like, of my intellectual property and stuff like that. And we'll do a distribution deal where you distribute everything for me and you get 20% of those sales, but I own Yeezy. So that's what he's offering up to Adidas. He told Gap, nah, you know what I mean? I'm not doing this shit no more. And he was having conversations with people when they were talking about all the deals. And he had said the wild thing of, I'm not going to argue about money with people that are broker than me. And I was like, all right. So then when he gets asked, he's basically saying, I need I need to do it myself. I need to like have ownership of my own thing and all this stuff. And he goes, so when you were having the conversation with Sway
years ago,
would you say like Sway? He's like, wow, Sway had the answers. And you go back and he was like, why don't you just do it yourself? Why don't you have your own thing? Like, I just don't understand why, if you're complaining that you don't just do it yourself. He's like, how, Sway? You don't have the answers, Sway. Sway had the answers. And so now things circle back around, and it makes me wonder if that's the case. Should Kanye listen to some of the people around him that are willing? Because someone like Sway
had nothing to gain from that.
Right.
Yeah.
Sway is just like, yo, I'm just doing my job as an interview and I'm just asking you a question. Yeah. I don't have anything to gain from what you do, and I'm not going to be one of the yes men. Like, I have my own career.
Right.
And maybe
I don't need you to like me.
Right. People like that in his corner may be good. I wonder if that's the reason he likes doing things with Charlemagne.
Because Charlemagne will push back on him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, because those are interesting conversations when you see someone like Charlemagne have a conversation with them.
And Charlemagne was actually talking about this, and Charlemagne was saying that he's like, bro, like, I don't really feel bad for Ye because Ye took the deal in the first place.
Right.
Like, Ye's whole thing was, I didn't want to do it myself because if you think about it, Ye didn't want to do it himself because he was afraid it wouldn't be as big as like a Ralph Lauren or like something like that.
It won't be Ralph though.
Yeah. So he goes and he does the brand deal, and now he's...
How do we feel about this Instagram story by Kanye of him shredded?
But he does lipo and stuff, though.
But is it lipo in this case? Look, he's got like the six pack and stuff. Like,
yeah,
he's looking pretty built. Like, look at those traps, dog. Pause. But those traps. I don't know if I've ever seen Kanye shirtless.
I just see him in like XXL hoodies. Right.
And like duck boots.
Yeah.
So this is like an interesting thing. He's sweating. He's making like a face that makes you feel like this is supposed to be a wallpaper.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. Yo.
I'm not going to do it. I'm saying for somebody.
Yeah.
You know, like there's people
out there who would enjoy that.
Yeah, who possibly would put something like that on their screensaver. Like, not me.
Yeah.
Not me. That's just crazy. Like, that shit crazy. But like, shit, fuck. But like, nah. But like, chill. Whoa. You wildin', dog. But I say all that to say that is he trying to go on a journey. A lot of times when people are trying to work on their mental health, they try to work on their physical health. They try to like get themselves in order. And do we think that this might be a sign of a better Ye? He's finally trying to bet on himself, say, look, I can do this myself. I'm going to be doing this for my, self-worth, the deals, the working out, the getting his wife back. I was just looking at this news story and...
But it's also good that he did this because Adidas was putting out some whack stuff, dude.
Well, because all they're doing is copying what... They're just copying whatever
now,
he's doing.
Who has the IP?
Headline.
Who owns the IP?
Kanye West says he told his 9-year-old daughter, North, to never let anyone take over him and Kim Kardashian's brands in the future. So he's setting the kids up to be like, look, people are going to try to make it public, take ownership. Don't let them do that. He's instilling this into their minds at 9 years old. And I want to have a conversation about ownership and contracts. By my understanding, YZY and Yeezy Supply are different.
Right. So YZY was the Gap deal and the actual like brand that he owns, because he put shoes out through that too.
Remember
those are all like the shirts with the holes in it and shit.
Yeah,
like
remember when Yeezy Season 1 was happening? So Yeezy Season 1, at first, he had his clothes going through. So here's the way I remember it. He had everything going through Adidas. All his clothes and shoes and everything was partnered with Adidas. Then he was supposed to get a deal with Louis Vuitton, which Virgil ended up getting. And everything was in the works, and so he takes away his clothes from Adidas when the deal comes back up. He doesn't include the clothes, he only includes the shoes in his deal with Adidas. So now the clothes is on its own, and it was supposed to be with Louis Vuitton. That didn't work out, so after that he just had that brand. It's not partnered with anybody. It's not partnered with Louis Vuitton. It's not partnered with Adidas.
Yeah,
that's him. But the shoes is Yeezy Supply by Adidas. And all that.
Who owns that IP? Because that's what matters. I'm
pretty sure that IP is Adidas. Mm-hmm. If we're going to be technical, the contract is... First of all, while we're getting into this, because we're...
Because no one... If we're being real, on a broad scale, I don't think a lot of people wear the YZY shoes like they wear the Yeezy Adidas shoes.
Right. And here's the thing.
These are like mad expensive and they look crazy.
So I think that Kanye is playing the Dave Chappelle route, which is get the people on my side. So if I have the influence, when Chappelle got that bad deal for the Chappelle show, he told people, I don't approve of this, don't watch it.
Yeah.
So he's been telling everybody, I don't approve of these Adidas, don't buy these Yeezys. If he's telling you don't buy them, they're not cool. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the way that he can get his leverage, because
he devalued his own.
Homeboy went on line and said, I don't read.
Ooh, yay?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
He said, I don't read. In general, he basically was just like, I don't read. Reading ain't cool. He was like, I'll listen to stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't read. He's like, I'll be honest. If I get a long ass text message, I'm only reading the first and last paragraph.
Yo.
So what I'm saying is, I don't know if he was reading contracts. What I'm saying is, if you read the first and last paragraph, somewhere in the middle, they may have said, we have your intellectual property.
Yeah.
As long as you don't put whatever you don't want Ye to actually pay attention to, put it in the middle of the text message. Yeah. To make sure that you put the stuff that's nice in the first paragraph and the last paragraph. Yeah. Because that's all he's looking at, all right? That's all he's paying attention to.
At least he's being honest.
So,
but can we all be honest? I mean, I want to read, but I know myself, and I don't.
No, fuck reading. Reading was invented whenever, like, that was the only way to store information, and like you would have to.
I want to get Audible. I want to get an Audible account. Yeah. This is not sponsored by Audible, but I genuinely do want one.
Me too, because to be honest, it's so much better to listen to a book.
Yeah,
I have ADD. Every time I'm reading a book, I start getting distracted midway in the book and I have to reread it a million fucking times.
Right. Same.
But every time I'm listening to a podcast, I can repeat things back as if I was in the conversation. So it's like, I'm an auditory learner, obviously. I guess I'm a visual learner. I'll look at things and see things like that.
Yeah.
But as far as reading, it's just not it for me. It's just not, though it's bland seeming. It's just not, I just think it's outdated now.
If I have to do it for like work or like force myself to do it, like it's like stuff is on the line, obviously.
I still won't.
I will do it, but I don't enjoy it. Like, you know how people are like, oh my gosh.
Every time that I've tried to do it, I figured out an opposite way. When I had to do it for work, I had to take like a huge state exam. I was like, I need to be reading this.
Didn't you just rap it to yourself or something?
What I did is I just recorded myself like a podcast saying it. And because I read it out loud and read it and said it out loud, I remembered hearing myself say it. My goal was, I'm going to read this and record this, and then I'm going to listen to it a bunch of times. I never listened to it back, but just reading it out loud, hearing myself say it, when I was taking the test, I could remember myself saying it. I could hear myself saying certain things, and I'd be like, that's the answer.
Yeah.
So it's like I had to read it out loud and hear myself say it in order for me to get it.
Do you think, what if Ye posts his contract like he's done in the past, and people like, everyone just finds that Adidas actually does own the IP and he's just wilding?
Regardless, people will still say, nah, it ain't right though, you know, whatever, X, Y, and Z.
Because that's what made him a billionaire, is the Adidas deal.
Right. So it's like...
And I get the Gap deal more, like his beef with Gap, I understand it more than his beef with Adidas. You know? Like...
But not necessarily, because it's like, as Adidas, you shouldn't want to water down your other brands.
But like, every shoe brand does it, bro.
I get it, but at the same time, it's kind of like, all right,
Nike has Air Force Ones, and then they do like the Air Quartz or whatever.
Yeah, but who was rocking, like, but those are still mainline shoes. It's not like some collab. It's not like... Nike still owns both of those shoes.
Yeah, they've never done what, like, they're not going to take they'll make a Team Jordan.
Yeah, but they're not going to take like a LeBron shoe and then take that silhouette and then make it like a general release.
It's not popular enough to do a general release of a LeBron shoe.
I guess. But it's just like, it's those things where it's like, if they said, yo, Kanye, we want to make a more affordable version of the Yeezy, more accessible. Can we get you on board on designing it and helping us get that across? Because you said you wanted to make like more affordable shoes. How about we like make it a little more accessible? You still have your line of things, but we like make it in a certain way that people feel like they can get it, like the general public. I don't know if they came up to him and said something like that.
Well, and also I know he was upset about the fact that like he wanted them to be manufactured in the U.S. and apparently, allegedly, only the very first turtle doves were the only ones that were actually manufactured in the U.S. Everything else has been made in China.
Well, because that just makes sense, dude. Like,
no, I get it, but
it's not. I don't agree with it, but it only makes sense.
It only makes sense. Yes. No, I don't agree with it, but I understand why.
Right. So it's just one of these things where I'm just like
But also, like, he can't expect Adidas to, like, make him CEO. Like, they're not just going to be like, hey, we're this, like, global brand. Here you go, yay, because you made this one line and you made us popular in this one area. Because you forget that Adidas still has people that wear them because of soccer. There's all these other sports that people still rock them because
but it really did seem like they were going through a lull. like no one really cared until Kanye
on the
went to
lifestyle
Adidas.
space. But we don't know how many numbers they're doing in like cleats.
Right, and they are global. And I mean, it's not like, I mean, they built the whole company.
Yeah.
He definitely revived them, but like,
and maybe he revived them in the States, like, you know, because just because they weren't popping here doesn't mean they weren't popping in like the UK.
It makes me wonder, for such a big company, how beneficial is that model of like making the shoes sell out immediately, so that the brand maintains its like desire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like they're just a shoe brand. They should want to make as many as people will buy. But if you do that, you dilute the market.
Right.
So it's a very interesting
But they did it
game.
anyway with all the crazy colorways that nobody asked for.
Yeah, but it's a different colorway, so it's still a whole different product. That's the beautiful thing too. It's like if you do a general release shoe, you make one shoe and you make it in a bunch of colors.
Yeah. No, and Jordan does it too. Like everybody does it.
Yeah.
You know, they just different colors, Dunks, different colors.
Yeah, it's just the same thing, but every different color, it seems like a brand new shoe.
Yeah.
They make it like it's a thing. You know what I mean? And like it's a good process to have for longevity.
I'm gonna lie though, that fake Yeezy slide was kind of hard.
I was thinking about it, right? Like
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind getting it.
Yeah. Like I
if
wouldn't.
it's still available, I'd probably get it.
I wouldn't buy it for like $90, but I'd buy the $40 one.
Right. I might we might have to see if they got them hoes. I might just pick. Well, I might.
Like I saw someone actually IRL like wearing them, and I was like.
But when I see people wearing Yeezy slides IRL, they look cool too.
Yeah. But that weird, like the one that was supposed to be like the foam one with the laces.
Like a croc?
Yeah.
Oh no, not like the croc.
You haven't seen the lace one?
Nah.
Look it up. It's like it's an Adidas general release, and it's got like a sock liner inside of it.
Really? Adidas laced slide?
It should come up.
All right, let's look at it. So is it like the slip-on one here?
Or like no. So there's
that one. This is like the
It's literally like the Wave Runner. Maybe like do like Rave Runner. Like add a Wave Runner somewhere in there.
But Wave Runner is a whole different Yeezy. See what I mean?
Oh wait, no, where is it? Oh no, it's the Yeezy Foam.
I added sock. Whenever you find this, send it to me because obviously it's not popping up. But
yeah,
the whole idea of them doing this. All right. When you get, I guess in Adidas minds, they're kind of like buying an asset. They're buying a creative mind, and that kind of creative mind adds to their arsenal of things that they get to do. You know what I mean? It's like silhouette. So it's like, all right, people, it becomes a silhouette, kind of like Adidas Jeremy Scott's, right? I've heard rappers be like, if I could bring back a shoe, I'd bring back the Jeremy Scott's, and I'd do this and this and this and that.
Is that the one with the wings?
Yes. But basically, when you hear that, that means it's a collab, right?
Yeah.
So that means like when people think of an Adidas shoe, this collaboration is a silhouette of Adidas. And now they can take this silhouette and do whatever they want with it, make a different version of it, collab with somebody else on it because they have the silhouette now. You know what I mean?
I mean, the way it makes me think of is like I think about like in skateboarding, like the Janowski shoe.
Yeah.
Like Nike's taken that silhouette and have put other people's name on it.
Have they?
Yeah, they've done it. And they'll do it with like other shoes. Like they'll take a random silhouette and just like slap like someone's name on it.
They'll change it a little bit though, but like, you know,
they won't get like only a handful of people have gotten an actual like Nike skate like SB like an actual shoe made by them for them. Usually they take like a Janowski and just like slap a name on it, or like
because it's just such a because that's almost like their generic silhouette of like this is a good low vulcanized, like it's all.
But could you imagine like the weird feeling of like technically this is like my shoe, but it's not because it's like.
But it's not. So some people, by what I've heard, like a lot of the sneaker shows that we'll watch and stuff, there's different ways that things happen. So some we have the shoe for you. You're going to like choose some colors. You're going to wear a test and we slap your name on it. Yeah. And some you can create a whole silhouette. Mm-hmm. And then some people are like, I don't want the pressure of creating a whole silhouette.
Just give me the colors.
Just give me a shoe that I can work with. Mm-hmm. Give me a shoe that I like and I will make it my color. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like that's like, so for Virgil to like break down everything and then like revamp it and like change everything that they've known. Yeah. That was a Virgil thing to do.
Or Jerry just like going from the ground up and just building.
And that's the thing is like those are
granted not all of them hit.
Right. And then that's the fear. Yeah. Because if you get like so it's like J Balvin. He got a 1 and then did a bunch of shit that you would never do to a 1. Yeah. But it's not like he created a whole silhouette. Now, he changed the silhouette so much so that you're like, damn, what the fuck? Yeah. I mean, Travis throws a backward swoosh on, you know what I mean? Does some stuff to it, but...
Makes it brown, and everyone's like, oh, no.
Yeah, but it's not like Yeezy... I mean, Kanye, when he went to Nike, he made a whole new fucking silhouette.
Right. It didn't exist.
That didn't exist. And then he went to Adidas and did the same thing. You know, he's making it a whole new shape, shoe, everything. Yeah. He's not just, I'm going to get... Well, he did it with... Calabasas, right?
I hear the foam. The one thing though, I don't think that Ye made is I don't think he made the foam technology.
Yeah, no, that's the Ultra Boost technology. Yeah. So the foam technology that he has on all his shoes is their Ultra Boost technology that they put in NMDs, that they put in Ultra Boost.
So that's also where it gets sticky too, right? Because like not all of this is your technology.
Right. It's not your technology, but you created the shape.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the way that it's going to look, like the way it looks on feet, like all this type of stuff.
And I'm not saying like, Ye should just be happy, like, oh, he took the money, like blah, 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 blah. But also it's like, at what point does he, like, I don't feel bad for him, but I also think people need to understand that he's just trying to get more leverage. Yeah. Like, it's weird too that like even Charlamagne pointed this out that he was like, it's weird that like when things aren't going Kanye's way, he's oppressed. There's all this racism in the world, blah 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 blah. But when he's doing good, it's like, oh, we need to get over slavery. Like,
slavery was a choice, dog.
Yeah.
But let's get into a few more topics before we close this out.
All right.
There's been a few things really quickly. DJ AKADEMIKS and EBRO are fighting.
Okay.
So EBRO calls AKADEMIKS a drunk and bitter Twitter spat. So basically, Freddie Gibbs and DJ AKADEMIKS have been like fighting for a while, and I don't know if this was the start of it, but basically, AKADEMIKS blast EBRO for blackballing artists that he doesn't like on the Apple Music hip hop playlist. He says he has an ego. He goes, y'all artists who don't get love at Apple Music is EBRO. I've seen executive fuming because he be blocking their artist because of personal vendettas. He's got an ego. If you don't fuck with you or what you stand for, Apple Music, especially hip-hop Apple Music, won't fuck with you. He the global head of that shit. And then EBRO goes, who do I have a personal vendetta with that didn't get love? And so they start going back and forth. They start like sending a bunch of tweets, and basically AKADEMIKS start saying like, you blackballed me. You've tried to block me from the industry. You didn't want to fuck with me, but now that I have my own platform, all of a sudden you want to fuck with me. Keep it 100. And EBRO calls AKADEMIKS a drunk who he tried to get a job for, and he just wouldn't stop drinking and disrespecting women. So that's bringing back the Chrissy Teigen stuff and things like that. So they've been having like these back and forths, but this brings up the conversation for me of like, what's more important now? Is the internet media personality more important, or is the radio personality still kind of holding on to the reins? When you want to know about what's going on, are you looking for EBRO or are you looking for AKADEMIKS to tell you what's going on?
Realistically, you're looking for AKADEMIKS. And the only one that understands this and has different avenues is Charlemagne, because Charlemagne's not just radio. And Charlemagne can be other things, but he just loves radio. EBRO is just radio. Like he does like random Apple Music like interviews, but that's about it.
Well, but that's my thing. So I know it's stupid, but to me it's like with radio you have to censor yourself. Not even just for the sake of like curse words, but like interests. Like you got to make sure that like the ads are going on, that like
the companies mess with what you're
saying. That everything that like that it doesn't reflect badly on them, that it doesn't mess with their morning listenership, that doesn't mess with any of that type of stuff. While AKADEMIKS was able to have the war in Chirac and have everyone hate him, and put information out that the people truly wanted. Maybe the people who he was talking about didn't want that out. Maybe people had a problem with what he was doing, but he was doing something that people weren't doing. Yeah. And it was creating content that people wanted to see. Yeah. And so that's the kind of thing where it's like he's able to just drink Hennessy on stream, be wild, and say whatever he feels and give us the information. Because he's getting the information regardless. He is a media head that's getting information. But now it's a matter of like, do people care about what you're saying? And is it relevant? Are you creating relevancy? And I think that he does. I think when AKADEMIKS says something, people are now like, oh, that must be what's happening. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's been interesting to see that kind of stuff. Did you see anything about that?
No, I didn't. This is the first time hearing about it.
So I'm curious to see. So like they do the Rap Life review, and I'm interested to see if Ebro's going to mention anything about that. That was the thing about like Everyday Struggle, right? Where like Everyday Struggle would talk about topics that involved them. You know what I mean? Like if they were in the news that week, they're going to talk about it. Yeah. You know, if they were or that day or whatever, if something that they said created backlash and had virality, they're going to talk about it and address it as they would any other topic. You know what I mean? Like they kind of kept that same energy. Right. Apple, I can't see being that unbiased. It's like if the way that things work now, it's like they're like a label. So if someone's kind of signed to Apple, you got to kind of talk good about them.
Apple. Yeah.
You don't. No. Meaning, if someone's signed to Apple, and the Rap Life review's happening, and they're talking about an album that came out, I don't think they can be unbiased.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like they have to give it a good review.
Because they have to basically say, go check it out on Apple Music. Go, stream this and this and that, because your job is to promote that. And you threw it on the Rap Life review playlist. So you're like, go listen to the playlist. Go listen to this song. And you're not able to say really as much, I'm not really feeling it. Yeah. You know? You got to be like, yo, shouts out to this person with us here at Apple that works with me. Shouts out to my coworker. You know what I mean? You can't be like, yo, shit was mid. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the kind of stuff where I'm like, from AKADEMIKS, even if he loves somebody, he's going to say like, Tekashi 6ix9ine's like his best friend. And he'll be like, yo, Tekashi in a league. Like he'll say all the stuff that like you would think he wouldn't say. Yeah. And some people have tried to say that he plays favorite and stuff. The one thing that he does do is if he doesn't like you, he's going to be very, very vocal about not liking you. Which in a sense to me is actually promo for the artist. Because
they're still talking about you.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of like AKADEMIKS is an interesting character. He definitely says some things that you're like, what? But it does seem more realistic. He's being real and he's telling you the news. You know what I mean? In other news, Post Malone was hospitalized. So I don't know if you saw a video a few weeks ago. He fell on stage.
No, I didn't
so
see
the
that.
way that it works is like you've seen stages. They have like, you know, different things. This stage had a square hole in the middle of the stage where I guess maybe he came from or whatever. He's performing. He turns around to start walking towards the other side of the stage, and he steps straight into the hole.
Yeah.
So when he does that, he just falls forward and cracks 2 or 3 of his ribs. And just cracks them, couldn't get up, gets taken away by paramedics. A little bit later, he comes out, finishes the show. Apparently, he's been doing all right. Now he can't breathe and has a very, very, very bad pain in his chest. He had to cancel the show, and he's been hospitalized. So that's been like the stuff that he's dealing with. It's interesting because you see a lot of this stuff. I've been seeing a lot of tour life. I've been kind of paying attention to like artists on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And
XO tour life?
XO tour life. And it's such a strenuous, process.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, you were on the road.
Yeah, and I'm not on the road nearly the way that these people are on the road.
Mm-hmm.
It is like you're never comfortable. It's
Right.
like, at least when you're in the beginning. Like, if you're more established, then it's different. But like,
But even to an extent, dog. Like, I don't care how established you are. You can only stay in that hotel for however long, like just a couple hours to like chill, maybe sleep.
Yeah.
Then you're performing, then you're out.
So he was saying, like, on tour, he's waking up at 4 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
which is like, it seems crazy. Like, what the fuck? But you have to realize if your work day
Yeah.
starts at like 9 o'clock at night or whatever, or 10, whenever the fuck your concert starts, you want your peak energy to be at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be like up early and be tired as fuck whenever your concert's about to come. You want to be up late so that you have the peak of your performance when you perform, and then you can party it out after work at like an after party, stay out till overtime, and then do it over again.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very strenuous, unhealthy process for you. You know what I mean? Stuff that's going to put you in like a lot of interesting situations. I mean, The Weeknd has been getting a lot of flack for the way he handled his situation when his voice went out on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And like people were saying, Post Malone came back after his ribs were broken and finished his set, and The Weeknd did one note that he didn't like and canceled the whole show. But it's also like, you're an artist. You know what I mean? Like, you want your art to be seen the way that it's supposed to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to compromise that. But it's also weird because you have to like think about everyone else's emotions. It's a really hard like back and forth. Right. Like, I'll see like Kehlani's on tour, and I saw her, and I'll see her every once in a while be like, sorry, meet and greet's not gonna be able to happen today. I'll see y'all at the show though. And she's posted it like 2 different times. It's a strenuous process where you're like, I got to do this, then I got to do this, then I got to do this, then I got to be, available to be able to do this. And they're like, Lil Baby basically just tweeted out that like he's been on go mode for so long that his body just shut down, and he wasn't able to like do a show because like he's been going so hard that like he got burnt out, and his body just shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's an interesting life, and that's especially now. Everyone took 2 years off touring.
Yeah.
So everyone,
and that's where they all made their money.
And everyone's going like overdrive on tour
because
now.
They owe.
Yeah. Not only are you doing a new tour, you're also doing rescheduled dates for the tour that you were off before.
I mean, if you think about, like, we were talking about Bad Bunny, like, technically this is the tour for his current album, but he toured, like, you technically saw him twice in 1 year.
Yeah.
For different album tours.
Yeah, completely different album tour, because that was him coming back for that other one. And that's why this was so important. I'm like, didn't we just see Bad Bunny? She's like, that was another album. Exactly.
Bro, that's the other thing, too. She was like, I don't even like that album that much compared to this album. And I was like, I know, but like we just can't swing it.
This album was good. This is probably my favorite album so far.
You hated it at first. Don't even try to be. The
summer got me.
Yeah, exactly. That's because that's what it is.
The summer got me. You know how many times I've been on the beach with that album?
You have to.
Like, I was on the beach so many times with that. Different beaches.
Yeah.
Like, I went on a beach tour with that album.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just think it's interesting. We're starting to see a lot of stuff like that. I think the pandemic... We're seeing a lot of stuff that I think the pandemic caused.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these issues that are happening were pandemic caused.
You hear that, I think Biden said pandemic over officially.
Biden did say pandemic over officially. How do we feel about that? I wore a mask the other day. It made me feel really weird.
I'm going to keep it 100. I haven't worn a mask in I don't know how long.
Dude, I had to wear an N95 the other day. Dude, shit made me feel claustrophobic. I don't think I can go back again. I think at this point, if they said, yo, you got to do that shit like fully again, I'd be like, yo, I'm taking my chances, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
you know,
I'd rather live in a free world.
Hey, yo.
That's all I'm saying, dog.
Yeah,
I'd rather live in a world where I'm free.
Yeah.
Quickly before we close out, I don't care about this shit at all, but I don't know if you got anything to say about it.
Okay.
R.I.P. the Queen.
Bruh, I thought you were going to say something serious.
No, I don't give a fuck about the Queen.
You know what? Mexicans care way too much about the royal family. I don't know why. Just Latin people in general love the royal family.
So
and they all
feel?
loved Princess Diana.
Well, yeah.
And they all going through it. How do I feel? I was like, why do we care about these people?
Yeah, I don't know why. They're basically just Kardashians from a different country.
Yeah.
Without looking hot.
Yeah, because they're all inbred.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, the queen was married to like her third cousin or whatever, but
in their bloodline,
hear that in their bloodline,
it's like brother and sister.
Well, it's like her first cousin essentially because they're so inbred that even though they're technically apart, they're not really apart.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't really care. I mean, I'll just say like, you know, respect to somebody passing. You know what I mean? Like I get it.
Yeah. But also she was like 90s.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you lived your life. You lived your life. You got to see like you know,
lived through like World War II and
yeah. So it's like you doing all right. I mean, they still doing their thing out there.
I like the memes of like I saw this one meme that's like live footage of like heaven right now, and it's someone made like it's like Princess Diana like boxing like the queen.
Yeah, I just love whenever somebody dies and they put like the half XXXTentacion face with like the half whoever died face.
I haven't seen that one, but also like I don't understand why British people care themselves about the queen like they do, because it's a figurehead. They have no power. Parliament has the power.
It's like
but I think it's like one thing, I think it's patriotism, and I think it's their tourism too, because like you don't go there for the weather.
No,
you don't go there for the food because their food is trash. You go there for that palace.
You go there for that palace, and
then you say I'm at Hogwarts.
Exactly, and you're like, we're number one. Like it's that team shit. It's like even like it's just that tribalism. Like this is our shit. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I just think the whole royal family thing is a weird situation. I never understood it. I was never on the whole thing. But on one somber note, before we leave, I do want to say R.I.P. P&B Rock. That was an interesting situation that's been going on.
Yeah.
P&B Rock was like a rapper that was coming up in the SoundCloud era alongside like XXXTentacion and a lot of other people. And he had a lot of music that I wouldn't say I was like the biggest fan always listening, but like he had multiple songs that like I was into.
Yeah.
And LA has been a crazy place. So basically, like the way crime has been dealt with, they kind of slap you on the wrist for anything, like no cash bails, things like that. So people are basically being like taking more risks, doing crimes that like would in other places give people more time and more be more dangerous. But in this case, they're kind of like, I'm going to get a slap on the wrist anyway.
Yeah.
So they're smashing and grabbing places. They're robbing people. This one seemed more of like an actual attack. People, according to the LAPD, they think that it was like an op, basically.
But he didn't seem based on his music, he didn't seem like the type of guy to have ops.
But he had some ties in Atlanta. He had some like I'd seen some Instagram lives where he was like beefing with some people, like whereas he was like, next time you're in LA, I'm gonna see you and stuff like that. Like you would see people say stuff like that. So it is very possible, because why wouldn't they just take the jewelry and go? You know what I mean?
I thought they did. Or did
after they killed him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you don't... If you're just trying to rob somebody, you don't just kill him in the restaurant.
I don't know, bro. People are wild now.
When the girl that he's with also has jewelry, and they didn't do anything to her. Like, it seemed very targeted. You know what I mean? And a lot of people were blaming the girl because she had posted the location.
The location, yeah.
According to LAPD, that doesn't really seem like a reason that it could have happened. Apparently, they don't really have reason to believe that her post had anything to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, it could have, like, you don't even think... One thing with, like, social media is, like, you don't even think about that You know,
Yeah,
how
you
many
just
times
kinda-
have you just posted your own location?
Right. I try to be a little more like I'm
I
not
try
gonna
to.
post it,
If I
so-
post it, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do just want. I think we got what we need. I just want to say R.I.P. P&B Rock, R.I.P. the Queen, and tell your Theos that we out here being reckless, speaking for them, speaking on behalf of the community.
Mansplaining.
Happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
For another week.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we out. Bye.